Sensational.
Comment and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All male, and that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that, just out of curiosity? What about bricklayers? They're 99% male, and we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons. And that's all hidden under the idea that the reason that men and women make different amounts of money is because of their gender. It's a very simplistic analysis. And
what do you understand by equality, Sophie? What does it mean to you?
Freedom.
Can you be more... Is it equality of opportunity? Is it equal pay across the board? Is it something more than that?
I think equality's better for everyone. I
Yeah,
think,
okay.
you know, and I'm really delighted, you know, I love my job because it's an optimistic and a hopeful job, which is about creating more choices for people. I'm interested in people being able to have different choices and having equality of outcome.
Aha, well, so...
There we go. There we go. Equality of outcome. Freedom to them is equality of outcome. It doesn't matter. No. That is equal opportunity. Again, feminism says we need equal opportunity. We need to be equal with men. We need the opportunities. Corporations, you need to give women the opportunity. Universities, you need to give women the opportunity. Governmental policies and institutions need to give women the opportunity. Men need to give women the opportunity. The world needs to give women opportunity. They scream that. They don't have the opportunity. But what have I been saying on this channel? They do not want equal opportunity. They want equal outcomes, which is deranged. Even if you take two children raised in the same household, even twins, given the same opportunities, they will have different outcomes depending on their own character, depending on their own choices, depending on the fields, the job choices they make, the educational choices that they make, the relationship choices that they make, who they choose to give their body to, all of that for men and women. But in this deranged era, you see why it's never enough. You see why feminism is a disease, while it is filled with lies, because it started one way where women are claiming that patriarchy has oppressed them, and the men of today, it's their job now to step aside. Actually, I take that back. I'm so wrong. Not step aside, to be stepped on. Stepped on is the word. Put down, pushed away, while women are given more and more because we've got to make up for the past. The sins of the past, the men and all the wrongs they did to women and not giving them equal opportunity. Well, now we've got to make good. And this is where we see in society now where feminism has infected every facet of life. And that more and more given to women, more and more our boys and men are ignored, shut down, canceled if they speak out. And they're just exiting, not just the dating market, the data shows, but they're exiting all of it. They're not going to the universities. Why? Because the policies and the administration, the environment is so hostile and negative and destructive to who a man is biologically. We're supposed to respect everyone else's biology, but men, no, they get no respect. But I had to point that out. Oh, hey guys, it's your girl Melanie, and this is Jordan, another Jordan Peterson reaction that I'm doing. But I had to point that out. And this is what you have to always understand. You have to always understand, if you do not get that, you will continue to be deceived as a woman, and you will continue to be deceived as a man. Even though you may know some things, you may feel a certain way, understand it will never end, because again, equality is not what they want. They want what they want at the end of it. And no matter what means it takes to get there, they demand, they are entitled that they get it.
We're going to have choices and equality of outcome. What if people choose different things, which is what they've been doing in Scandinavia? So the Scandinavian countries have moved more towards gender equality than any other countries, and the personality differences in Scandinavia have increased rather than decreased, and the proportion of women who are choosing STEM fields has decreased rather than increased. So as cultures become more gender neutral, the number of women who choose STEM fields decreases.
What do you mean by
increasing.
STEM fields?
So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So if you let
actually-
men and women make their choices, what actually happens is that they specialize in different situations, and you don't get equality of
Could
outcome.
they not have been programmed to have those views from the moment we raise them and give boys Lego and construction?
No,
girls?
because what happens is that as countries get more egalitarian, which means there's less programming of that sort, the differences get larger, not smaller. And the scientific data on that is clear, and most of it was generated by people who have a left-leaning bias, so you can't blame it on conservative scientists. It was a shock to everyone to find that out.
Sophie,
I think the difference between Jordan and me is that we look at evidence and we lean towards different theories. So Jordan's theory is very much evolutionary, you know, that there are inherent differences in men and women. Mine is very much more social role theory, if you like, and that men and women are taking on different roles due to the expectations that society puts on them. And it's interesting that Jordan frequently cites Scandinavian countries where they've made more, like there's nowhere in the world that women are equal, but Scandinavia has made the most progress towards shared parenting, etc.
Yep.
That
said, it's not done yet. There's nowhere in the world where this is done yet.
But it's having the opposite effect that the gender equality types predicted. Opposite, not the same. And it isn't a theory, it's actually data driven by tens of thousands of surveys and the best scientific literature on the topic. It's not a theory, and I didn't come about it because of my political perspective. I looked at the data. What it showed was that as countries become more egalitarian, the differences between men and women grow. They don't shrink.
So what I'm interested in is data and analysis as well, and I'm particularly interested in the ones presented, such as the ones by the University of Southern California, which discovered that change towards gender equality is actually being slowed by beliefs that are legitimizing social inequalities on the basis of sex. And I'm also interested, I mean, like Jordan, I look at the data and I look at the studies, and I'm really also very much interested in studies like the analysis that was done by the American Psychological Society, which looked at 45 analysis of whether there's sex difference over 20 years. And its conclusion was that men and women are basically alike in terms of personality, in terms of cognitive ability, in terms of leadership. But what it did find was that media depictions of men and women as fundamentally different perpetuate misconceptions, as does workplace bias.
Oh, God, so it's
Guys, okay, we're going to continue this. But you see how every time I see Jordan Peterson, in particular, talking to a feminist woman or being interviewed by one or debating one, they always put words in his mouth. They always overstep what he's saying. And when he corrects them, they ignore it. They want to say that, oh, he's politically biased, but they, of course, are not. He's interpreting data and facts. And the fact that this woman comes from the standpoint that she thinks that there can be equality of outcome, it just deletes everything she has to say. That is not a person of sound mind. That is not a person of sound reasoning. This is a person who is an activist, and the ends justify the means. Whichever way they got to get to their equal outcome, it doesn't matter. So they're going to cherry pick, nitpick data, ignore other data so they can get to their conclusion. They don't want any evidence that goes against their narrative. Why? Because there's a glitch now. And then she's saying that there's nowhere in the world where women are equal. Here in the United States, you know what? I agree. Women are not equal with men in society's eyes. Women are above men. So men are facing the inequalities, and the data shows that. And then they say in one breath, you have to value women for who they are and their special traits, and shouldn't another interview that he had with a woman from CBC, BBC, one of these places, where she is basically saying, well, shouldn't corporations change to be more feminine, to value how women are different? But now this woman, same side, same team, is saying that, oh, there is no difference between men and women. Their personalities, who they are, what drives them, there's no difference. Again, feminism, they want to erase biology. They want to erase these things, except for when it benefits them. So here, what I want to know, what opportunities does a man have that women don't? And they always talk about in the job market. Usually they are referring to corporate job market. You don't see these women fighting for the right to work on the oil rig, to be steel workers, to do the heavy farming, to build machinery, to be in the sewer systems. You don't see any women fighting for there. Where's the equality there? Shouldn't women be going more in those fields? No, women want the cushy, seemingly powerful, high-paid positions that men have had, that have oppressed them. These men have run the country. No, the men who run the country are the men who are blue collar, the men you ignore for relationship, the men you put down, the men you think you don't think they exist. No, they just don't exist to you. But at the same time, you want to bring up this nonsense.
Queer.
Bye, Felicia.
Be the best you can be. Love your family. Love your friends. Spread love, not violence, not this virus. As always, peace.